Hello, this is Homesteading Northwest Florida. It is September 25th, Saturday, 2023, and it is 87 degrees here in Northwest Florida. All right, I recently took out my fuel tank, so I had easy access to my Evap canister, the evaporation canister. And this looks like it's the original one on this Nissan. And I don't know if you can see this. It says 10X on it, and it's got a part number. But anyhow, all this stuff was hooked on here. This is like, what did they call this? A valve control evaporative emissions. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, here's the canister. And I'm just cleaning everything, and I'm kind of restoring this truck. But the trouble is that you can't see anything when you're trying to disconnect this. I'm trying to get a clear shot of this. This hose that you need to disconnect when you drop your fuel tank has like these two prongs that like to grab onto this tab. So you got to get these two prongs like out of here. Like, this was probably mangled anyhow, and it's only the evap to this canister, but, like, here's a new one, and it'll go on there and click real tight. And it's connected to this white line. I'm going to replace mine. That's why I have it apart. If you can see, you can take it apart and replace it, but, not the whole white part, because that's special. It's like a 90-degree angle. So, yeah, this was a real son of a gun to get this off with no, you can't see what you're doing in there. Okay, now it's on there all the way. So how would be a good way to take that off of there? Well, I think I tried using this. You know, you got to get these clips over that thing. Unless you're supposed to squeeze it. Let's see what happens when you squeeze it. No, it doesn't really happen. No, it just goes on tighter. So, yeah, I did something like this. And I think I ruined it. So I'm not going to do it again at the moment. About a tripod. But here's your, what do they call this part? Oh, this is the cheap part. This is called the valve assembly evaporative emissions vapor canister. That's only like $15.99 on Amazon. But I'm going to test mine. But you take this off by twisting it to this way. You flip up this little tab here and you twist it, and that'll help you maybe get the hose off and everything like that. Then here's the hose that goes to your frame, and it's got an end on it like this, and you push in these two clamps. Push in these two side pins here, and it'll come out. But this was a real stinker here, and I just want you to get a visual of how this is. Like that was on there, but this doesn't usually come apart. I am replacing that part. But how you're going to have to get this is get those two tabs up and over. Let's try to do it. You know, it's really a stinker when you're underneath there. Okay, here's this one. Ooh, something happened there. So that side is done. Get over. That side is done. Not really. But yeah. You know, I'm just going to reuse these parts. I actually stole this clip off of this type of connector, but this connector will not work because it's not long enough. It's only a 45, and I cannot find any 90 degree to like remake this tube or add on to this connector or pull this out, and you know, so. And then these tubes are a new, what do they call this tube? Here's all my information. Evaporative emission system line is $88 for that tube. So I'm just replacing this little clippy thing. And the O-rings. I'm going to put new O-rings on there from these fuel line elbow connectors. But you really gotta, this actually was partially broken because I think somebody mangled it. But you have to stick a real flathead screwdriver in there to get these clips right here out. So this whole thing is kind of a real stinker. I have to get a different screw. I think I might have used this tool, giant tool. But I mangled it. So that's what happened there. That's what it looks like. Gotta get both of these tabs up. Let's see what happens if we squeeze it. Really? Why would that not work? It does not work. Oh yeah, it does. If you really... No, it does not work like that. No, it doesn't work like this either. So I just wanted to see what you have to do when you remove that. Alright, okay, and then here is another thing. The hose broke, and this hose was all crumbly anyhow, and I just replaced it. I just went to Napa and got some 3/8 fuel safe hose, and I'm going to replace it with that. But yeah, stuff is pretty crusty since 2006. So what is that? 19 years. 19 years old all this stuff is. So, you know, but this clip is really not a great way to attach this. So that's how you're going to have to get it off. You're going to have to pry those two things up and then pull. But they are replaceable. All right, thanks.